to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Peterson. Good morning. It is a rainy night and day in L.A. When I say rainy, it's raining. Floods everywhere. I feel like it's raining all over the world. Raining. But you know what? We'll deal with it. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. Brand new biblical question. And we dealt with last week biblical question yesterday in the fellowship. If you were not there or if you didn't see it, watch it live on at rebuildingtheman.com/church. You can check it out. rebuildingtheman.com/church. And we dealt with last week biblical question, are you afraid you're not going to make it? And that was an interesting biblical question because when I asked, are you afraid you're not going to make it where? Or make it what? There's nowhere to make it. To make it is just another false idea. And a lot of people are afraid they're not going to make it. But when you ask, well, where is it that you're trying to make it to? They say, I want to be successful. Or I want this, or I want that. That's not making it. Or I want to get married, or I want to get divorced. Or I want to make it to heaven. It's an illusion. And every human being is filled with illusions until they start to see, work on themselves and overcome. It's all an illusion. I cannot find the words to express what an illusion that all sleeping people are living in. And all are until they start to turn their eyes inwardly to see what's going on within themselves. You are responsible for you. So there's nowhere to make it. Because if you think you want to make it, that means that you think you're not making it. You're somewhere else. And now you have more fear. You have fear and the illusion of thinking you're not making it. And then you have fear in trying to make it. And then you wonder, where am I trying to make it to? Because look at the rappers and the entertainers and the people who create the social media stuff. They are insecure. They have not made it. So that was last week's biblical question. Brand new biblical question for this week. Why does God allow the devil to attack you? Why does God allow the devil to attack you? You ever wonder about that? Why does God allow the devil to attack me? Most people don't know that they're being attacked by the devil, though. That's the issue. They don't know it. Oh, a mess. That's the brand new biblical question. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about, you're working out, whatever you might be doing, and you're not able to watch the show live, of course you can podcast. Of course you can podcast, right? You can podcast. And apparently the listen line is down right now, and they're working on it, so be patient. But you can, when they get it up again, you can listen at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. And I'm told that it's down right now. But they're working on it. All right? Follow us on social media, like, ring the bell. JLP, Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram, and JLP Talk on X. Amazing. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee/JLP Talk, buymeacoffee/JLP Talk, or Rebuilding the Man, rebuildingtheman.com. All right? So, to the new listeners, Monday is now, it is called Female Monday. And what happens is we have every day covered, and we didn't have Monday covered. So we wanted to help the females as well, because they must be born again in order to be free. They must return to the Father. And a lot of them don't know it. And when they find out, some of them start to work on returning to the Father. And so when the females call in on Monday, they take priority with the call. We take all calls about everything, but when the ladies call on Monday, we take their calls because we want to reach out to the ladies too. They need to find their way back home to the Father. All who are born of the woman must be born of the Father. Amazing, huh? So today, it's Monday. It's a rainy Monday, but it's still Monday. It is Female Monday.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
Deep in my soul, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Amazing. Amazing. So, I want to just give you a quick example of what the local weather report is in LA. I feel like it rained all over the world. It is, as I said, it's a mess, right? So it really rained last night. Cats and dogs. Water everywhere. Cats and dogs. The Hollywood Hills, Santa Monica Mountains. This is from the LA Times. An extremely dangerous situation in Hollywood Hills and Santa Monica Mountains early Monday as a storm triggered mud flows that damaged homes and forced residents to evacuate. Watch this compilation.
surrounding communities, all of Southern California, under a flood watch, which is going to take us until at least Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening.
Just one of many chaotic moments across LA County following hours of rain. The saturated soil simply couldn't hold this tree in Valley Glen, sending it smashing into a parked car. A similar scene in Westwood, where drivers took a chance on Mother Nature, only to become submerged. The LA River, usually a placid trickle, transformed into a roaring body of water.
The steady rain has brought down a retaining wall in La Habra, crushing 3 parked cars nearby. This happened about 6:45 this evening in the neighborhood over near Lambert Road and Idaho Street.
While this isn't recommended, surfers tried their luck cruising the waves of flooded streets, and kayakers paddled their way through a makeshift river in a neighborhood not far from the coastline.
Imagine. Those people out there surfing in dirty, nasty water that people dumped their bathroom water in, nasty sewage, animal feces, and they surfing in it and paddling in it. What a mess! Nasty, dirty water. They're having fun. But that's what's happening in the rain here in L.A. Rain. It really raining. It rained. I don't know when the last time we had this much rain. Maybe it's been recent. I just forgotten. But I just don't know when the last time it rained like this in L.A. Amazing, huh? And it's supposed, at one point they were saying that it was supposed to rain until Friday of this week. But now they seem like they were saying it might cool off a little bit, slow down around Tuesday night or sometime in Tuesday. We'll see. But it's raining all over the California, at least LA area. Amazing. So yesterday at the fellowship or during the fellowship, I had been told, before yesterday, I've been told to watch the movie Nefarious. And so I finally got a chance to watch it on Saturday, over the weekend. And I talked about it yesterday in fellowship, in the opening there. And I have to, now I may come back and correct this later, but Joel just told me this morning that he saw it, I guess he watched it last night at his place. Joel, come for a minute and tell me, Joel Friday, he black. His show is on every day except Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And so he told me that he watched, my producer watched it too, Sean, and he commented on it yesterday. And Joel Friday, he black. He had not seen it yet. And so he's coming in to tell us, what's that thing? Why we got 2 of those?
It's kind of cool looking. It's a new.
But I saw you walk across it.
Yeah, that's normal.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so that way your face is not blocked out while I'm crossing.
But it was. You walked right in front of me.
No, because that's why you had the side one of you also.
I saw you walk across.
But it was good. It was a good thing.
Oh, okay. So you watched Nefarious yesterday?
Yeah, and it was
Nefarious, Nefarious.
Yeah, very well thought out, and whoever wrote it definitely is a thinker.
The man that played the demon wrote it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Sean told me yesterday. Remember,
Wow.
Sean said it yesterday in the fellowship.
Yeah, and he did.
He wrote it, produced it, and acted.
He was so good. Like it was almost like if people who know like Dark Knight, Batman Dark Knight, the way the Joker played it so well. That's how like good he did that demonic character, and he switched back and forth from the regular guy.
Yeah.
It was deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. But the reality is, the real reality, everyone has that.
Yeah.
Everyone has demons in them. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. No, and I like that. I liked how they even brought up today's issues, like with the transgender, the gay. They did all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And they talked about, they related it to being the demonic possession.
The gay stuff, the DDI stuff, where the diversity, inclusion, all that is a cover-up from the devil.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
And he made it clear that that's the case without it being like too disrespectful.
Yeah.
He threw it in there just to make it obvious.
It was so, you have to not want to see and understand what was happening.
Yeah.
If you missed it. Let me play a little clip from Nefarious. This is from mbd.com. On the day of his scheduled execution, a convicted serial killer tells a psychiatrist that he is a demon who can possess his body. Watch it from Rapid Trailer.
Oh, I think it's time we tell you exactly what it is that we'd like you to do.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
One of the parts that like were really deep to me was with the unborn baby scene. How the guy was telling the other guy that like back then there were certain rituals that were done where they would throw like innocent babies in the fire. And it seemed so like crazy and demonic, and you would hear the like infants screaming and stuff like that. He explained that as being evil, but then he pointed out to that guy that, well, if your girlfriend is having an abortion and you're okay with it, you're no different. You're not hearing the screams, but yet you're okay with killing the unborn baby. So it was just like a good example.
He told that psychiatrist that before you leave this room, you will have committed 3 murders.
Yeah.
Murders. Isn't that amazing? And I wonder, how you going to commit 3 murders before he leave the room?
I thought the same thing, but the way it turned out, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was deep.
One was by euthanasia. He had his mother, he agreed to euthanasia. Yeah. And his mother was killed with that, right?
Yeah.
And he made a powerful point. The son pretended that it was about the mother being old and being in pain, and there was no cure.
Right.
And with the recommendation of the doctors and the mothers, he agreed to it. When in reality, he agreed to it because he was sick of going to visit her. He was sick of taking care of her, and she had money. She had an insurance policy or something.
Yeah.
That was a lot of money. Yeah. So that was his real motivation. That was so deep.
It was so deep too because he took offense to that and he tried to defend it and overreacted. So that's how you knew he knew it was true.
Yeah. That was the first murder.
Yeah.
And then the second murder is that he was dating this woman and he planned to break up with her.
Yeah.
At any time, but she didn't know it.
Yeah.
So he was like, going to break up with her. She didn't know it. And she got pregnant. And she wanted to have an abortion. He agreed to the abortion.
Yeah. Because it's her body.
Right. He pretended, well, it's her body. It wasn't my choice. It was her body, her choice. He was like, no, you agreed to it.
Yeah.
And the reason you agreed to it because you were ready to break up with her.
Yeah.
And that's why you okay with the abortion.
Yeah.
It was a hidden motivation there.
Yeah.
So it was the second murder.
But then, and on that was that I love how the demon, even though he was a demon, broke it down to how the two, like I was saying, the two parallels between like killing a baby and hearing the screams versus killing the baby in the womb. It's the same thing, but it's just, he wasn't thinking of it like that. So that messed him up too.
That's because when we're blind, we don't really see what's going on with us.
Yeah.
We see everybody else stuff we think, but we don't see what's in us.
Yeah.
Because we're possessed. And a third murder, he said that he wanted to be found not insane.
Exactly.
So that he can be executed.
No, he wanted to be I think it was the other way. He wanted to be found. The demon wanted to be found guilty, right? Because he wanted to kill Edward, the man's body. He wanted him to be electrocuted so he can suffer the pain.
But
right?
if he had said that he was mentally insane, they wouldn't have executed him.
Right.
So he wanted to be found not mentally insane,
So he can get
executed.
Exactly. Yeah.
And how they were going to fry his body and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And he told the psychiatrist that the third murder is that you're going to see to it that I'm executed.
Yeah.
And he did. So he committed 3. It's amazing to me that that there is somebody out there. That's why I know there are other people who are seeking and they know what's going on.
Yeah.
A handful, but not a lot. But it was amazing that they made that movie and the guy played it so well with the different personalities he was going in and out of and all that kind of stuff.
I didn't even know that was him until you told me right now who made it and produced it and acted in it. That's
according
crazy.
to my producer, Sean, the guy that played the devil.
Yeah.
Oh, he's telling me now he was mistaken.
Oh.
What? He just stars it, so we don't know who produced it.
Still, that guy is really good, and I've never heard of him before.
So imdb.com, Nefarious says, referring to God, our plan is to hurt him, to punish him, and we do that by destroying what he loves, which is you. You are nothing but a means to an end. Amazing.
Yeah.
They want to destroy God by destroying what God's love, and that is us.
Yeah.
And that is so true.
Can I make one more last point about the atheist thing? Was,
but we don't know that was apparently that was not him, the actor that produced it and wrote it and all that. He was just the actor.
Yeah, I thought it was also deep how they brought the atheists in, because a lot of time the atheists think that because they don't believe, they're exempt from like evil and all that stuff. Is like you're still being used regardless, so you better get with it.
So the psychiatrist said that he was an atheist, and I don't believe in that. I'm an atheist. And he's like, all right, you're still being used by the devil. Amazing, huh?
Yeah, it was deep.
One thing I realized from that movie is, you know how they say the devil, when one demonstration they use of the devil, and he used a pitchfork to attack people.
Yeah.
You ever heard that?
Yeah.
A pitchfork, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've now understand what that means.
What do you mean?
How the devil used a pitchfork to attack us.
And why is that?
Have you been stabbed today by the devil?
Not that I was aware of when it happened.
That's the problem. People not aware of it. Have you been stabbed by the devil this morning, Bill, since you woke up? My engineer goes, not aware. That's what the problem is.
Yeah.
Hassan, have you been stabbed by the devil this morning?
Oh, yeah.
In what way?
Well, definitely like with the thoughts and with, it's interesting too, because the pitchfork, now that you're making that analogy, it's kind of like the fork in the road. There's always these perceived decisions and choices of like which road you're going to go down. And it's all being influenced by these thoughts, a lot of times by the devil. So it is interesting. It's a pitchfork analogy.
So how were you stabbed by the devil this morning?
Just with like trying to be intruded with, imposed on like past stuff or memories or thoughts or just different little stabs. All these little, yeah.
Have you been stabbed this morning by the devil, Anchor Baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, how?
You just telling me a bunch of crap. Bunch of distractions.
Amazing. Every human being is stabbed by the devil all the time, and they don't know that's what's happening. When you get a stab of fear, and you feel the fear or anxiety. That's a stab from the devil that's inside of you. When you get all, they were saying about the thoughts, you get all these different thoughts. The moment you open your eye, the devil is stabbing you with thoughts.
I didn't mean to sound smart. I had no idea what you meant.
Huh?
I had no idea what you meant. I didn't mean to sound smart.
Too late.
I did.
No.
Oh, you were guessing at it?
No. I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Go on. Sorry.
When you get that feeling of loneliness, you're being stabbed by the devil inside of you. That's that spirit that has made a home in you. When you get the feeling of loneliness or doubt or worry or insecurity, that's another stab from the devil that's in you. But most people don't pay attention to it. Or if they feel it, they don't realize they are possessed.
Yeah.
And that's the devil that's stabbing them.
Yeah.
They just think it's them and no big deal. When you feel revengeful and jealous and envy and strife and love and hate, it's all stabs that coming from within by the devil. That's inside of us. It's a spirit that's in us. And there are layers and layers of that.
And it's almost, and we feel the pain, but it's almost like that weird twisted thing that people who like cut the wrist have.
Yeah.
It's like they enjoy the pain and the thrill of it, so they continue. Yeah, that's deep.
When the devil try to get you to go after others, hurt others, that's the stab that's happening inside of you. And that's what the point the guy made is that they are doing it to get back at God by hurting human beings because God loved the human beings. And so they're he's trying to get back in. But everyone is possessed with the spirits of evil. That's what makes everybody do the things that they do. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, you gotta somehow, if we can, get the actual producer or director or writer or whatever on the show. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be so interesting.
Yeah.
I would love, Sean is working on it, but I would love to talk to the person who wrote and produced that movie.
Yeah.
I could have done that movie. I could have wrote it. It was deep.
You should have played would you be able to play the demon?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That would have been fun to do.
Because more you understand the demon inside of you, if you keep your eyes on yourself, you're going to see something else is making you do this stuff and think this way. And it's not outside of you, it's inside of you. And yeah, it's outside of you, but inside of others. Every human being is possessed. And then the experts try to give you medication for being possessed by demons.
Yeah.
What is it like finding out that you're possessed? That any emotions is a possession of the spirit of evil?
To be honest, it's more free. Like, I feel more free admitting to it and accepting it.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
I feel so much freedom knowing it and accepting it and watching it.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than being in denial about it.
Yeah, because that's what the ties seem to be coming from, was trying to pretend like the good person. I was doing that for a long time too, like hoping that I was a good person. But admitting to it is like allow me to be more free than I was.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part of it. The average person would not admit that's what's happening inside of them.
The setup. That's the setup, yeah.
Amazing. Nefarious. 888-7753-773. Back in a moment. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it. And you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality. What? Okay, welcome back. Jamming on a rainy day in L.A. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. I got to repeat this about Nefarious. And I want to thank the person or people who recommended to me to watch that movie. I think I'm going to watch it about 100 times. I think. I know I'm going to watch it more than once. And I know I'm going to watch it more than twice. Because we deal with this every day. And everything that we've been talking about in our fellowship and on this show is exactly what they demonstrated in Nefarious. I've never seen anything like that before. They didn't have the devil looking with red horns, right? They had the real deal. And this guy that acted it, the actor in it, and it all happens in one room. That's what's so crazy. But it's so interesting, you forget that everything took place in a cell. It's mind-blowing. But the one thing I want you to know for sure, that every human being is possessed with evil in the mind and emotions. Anger is evil. Every human being must be born away from that, but you got to work on you so you can see that that's what's going on inside of you. It's not you. And no one is to blame. Your parents are to blame for not realizing that was happening in them and passing it on to you, especially the mother. But then you, as adults, are to blame if you don't overcome it. And you just pass it on to your children. There was a young lady that I'm meeting. I hear it all the time, from everybody. Then, except for a few start to see it. Her son brought her to the fellowship yesterday for the first time. And I asked her about her mother. Did she resent her mother? Did she forgive her mother? She's like, no, there's nothing to forgive my mother for. I'm like, so she was perfect? Oh, my mother and I, we talk 2 or 3 times a day, something like that, she said. I may not be right on the number of times. And I'm like, so you haven't forgiven her? Oh, there's nothing she did. I'm like, so she was perfect? And she paused for a minute. She said, well, when I was a child, maybe she did this and she did that. But that's when the trauma happens, when the mother imposed her will on you when you're a child. And you grow into it, you forget that it's her will, and you start to think it's your own will. But you got to go and forgive her. And it made sense to the lady. She said she's going to go and forgive her mother. I don't know if she'll do it or not, but all the stabs that you get inside of your body, your mind and your body, are the stabs of evil. It is telling you, without you realizing, that you are possessed. Something else is in you. And it making you feel this and that and think this and that and do this and that to do evil. But you think it's you. You think it's those are your ideas and your feelings, and they're not. And I understand that most people love those stabs, the so-called bad one and the so-called good one. You love those stabs. I know that you're going to hold on to yours. But those who don't love those stabs, you can overcome them. And in those stabs, we have created layers and layers of identity, false identities, and those identities have to die. But one point that they made in that movie, I want to repeat it, is an amazing point. This is from imdb.com, B as in boy.com. Nefarious says, referring to God, our plan is to hurt him. They want to hurt God, to punish him, to punish God. And we do that by destroying what he loves. That's so deep, you can pass the bucket. Nefarious said, referring to God, our plan is to hurt him. Referring to God, right? To punish him. They're trying to punish God. And we do that by destroying what he loves. which is you. God loves us, right? And Nefarious is using us to try to hurt God. It ain't going to work, but that's when he's doing it. He's trying to destroy God's children. He went on to say, you're nothing but a means to the end. You're just a means to the end. Isn't that like crazy? But that's reality. That's what's happening to every human being on this side of heaven. Until you see what's going on inside of you and start to overcome it. I believe the Great White Hope sees it, and he understands it. And that's why he's able to deal with all evil in a perfect way so far. I believe he sees it. On NBC, this is from NBC, Trump said, in the end, they're not coming after me, they're coming after you. And I am just standing in the way, in their way. NBC. Trump said, in the end, they're not coming after me, they're coming after you, and I'm just standing in their way. Isn't it amazing? Nefarious is going after God by going through you. And I want you to encourage you to watch how many stabs have you had already just this morning? A stab of anger, a stab of envy, a stab of strife, a stab of revenge, a stab of worry, a stab of fake love, a stab of anger, a stab of jealousy and strife, a stab of loneliness, a stab of suicidal thoughts, a stab of being rich or not being rich and being poor, a stab of hating your fellow man and calling it racist. How many have you had this morning that you did not catch? Or you caught it and you thought it was you? Those are evil spirits inside of your body, your mind, your body. And the children of the lie, the children of the devil, covering those stabs up by telling you it's this, it's white supremacy, it's that, it's it, so that you don't see it. They're working on behalf of evil. You really need to pay attention. When you pay attention to you, what's happening inside of you, you're going to see it. And when you see it, that's all it takes. You will overcome it by seeing it. You are, as Joel Friday just said, you are admitting to yourself it's there. That's what it means to confess your sin, that you're evil, you're no good. There's something that made a home in you. When you murder, that's not you. When you commit abortion, that's not you. Amazing, huh? The Great White Hope, Donald Trump said, according to NBC, in the end, they're not coming after me, they're coming after you. And I am just standing in the way. They're going after God through you because God loves you. And it's so evil. It's evil. It's pure evil. It is a support of evil. It is worshiping evil when someone tells you that anger is good. They're telling you that anger is good. They're worshiping the devil and supporting the devil and keeping you in hell. Keeping you in hell by telling you hell is good. And even the churches, the preachers are telling the congregation that you have righteous anger. They're telling the congregation that the stabs of anger is righteous. And they're comparing their hell to God. Their fallen state, their emotion. They're calling it the same. Apparently the Bible says you have anger, right? And it does. They're thinking that it means what they have. When on one hand, Christ said, Never trust an angry person. An angry person is a murderer because that's that spirit of murder that made a home in you. But the churches tell you, oh, no, it's not. That's righteous anger. Yet they're miserable from it or with it. The marriages are in hell as a result. But they call it righteous anger. I'm like, give me an example of righteous anger. And they always say, oh, well, when a woman has an abortion, I get angry. Or when I see injustice in the world, I get angry. That ain't righteous anger. That's evil. But the devil has to see them. Watch Nefarious. And I know we've been talking about it, so the mind going to really build it up, and you're going to miss it. Don't build it up. Don't build it down. Wait and see. So you can really get to see what's going on inside of you. It's mind-blowing. You guys haven't seen it, right?
You talking about the movie Nefarious?
Yeah.
No, I have not yet.
Babe.
Still. Love.
Babe.
Yeah, but can you do this?
Beta. I highly recommend it. So it's Female Monday. And I want to show you, and then I'll take your calls and super chats. I want to show you how confused women are today as a result of being possessed and don't know it. They just don't know it. I understand it. Listen to the fellowship. You hear the ladies in the fellowship, all races. They didn't know. They just didn't know. They thought they were passing on love to their children, and they were passing on hate. There was an interesting discussion we had yesterday in the fellowship right at the end of the meeting, where a young lady working on herself said that when I said that last Sunday, not this Sunday just went past, but the one before that, right at the end of the meeting, I said all people, or all black people, all people really, hate their mothers. All people hate their mothers. And she had an issue with that. She wanted to raise her hand, but she didn't. And she gave me an example that she didn't hate her mother because she and her mother, you could talk all the time. And when she went to college, she saw how the girls were acting, and she wasn't acting like that. And so she and her mother her mother didn't do that to her. And I said to her, but yet you were judging the sluts. She was like, I wasn't like the other girls. I was different. But what she didn't realize is that she was just like the slutty girls because she was judging the slutty girls, saying that because she wasn't doing that, that made her better. That's worse. To judge is worse than being a slut or a slut maker because you're judging. You're evil. And I think that rang a bell for her. We're going to finish the conversation, the Lord is willing, and the creek don't rise. But she thought she was better because she wasn't slutting, but she was judging the other girls. And in Luke 18:11, the Pharisee stood and prayed. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself, God, I think that I am not like other men. This is so interesting. This reminds me of what the young lady was saying yesterday. In Luke 18:11, the Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself. God, I think that I am not like other men, extraordinary, unjust, adultery, or even as this tax collector. And Jesus told that story, and he said, contrasting a prideful Pharisees versus a contrite tax collector. So the Pharisee thought he was better than the tax collector. And he's like, you're prideful. That's your ego. That's still evil. I'm telling you, folks, watch yourself. Do what you want, but watch yourself. See what's happening in you. It's inside of you. It ain't inside of... You can't blame others for it. Here's a confused... women, an example of women being confused today. Watch this from TikTok.
I just want to know, are there any people out there in their 30s who feel like they're just lost and confused in their life right now? Do I want
Everybody.
to start a whole new career path? Do I want to keep my job? Do I just want to take whatever money I have left to my name and just run to Europe? Do I live in a city? Do I live on a farm where there's a bunch of cows and sheep and cute little dogs running around? I can just frolic in the flowers and just be a farm girl. I'm 33. Do I need to try and look for a husband right now? I don't know. There's no right or wrong in life, but it's like there's just so many options and paths that you can take that I don't know anymore. I want to do so many things, but at the same time, I don't know what to do.
That's every human being. There's so many paths to take. The wide road that leads to destruction. There's only one path to take that leads to righteousness, that lead back to the Father. There's only one path to take, one real path. All those paths you just named, do I live on a farm? Do I get married? Do I do this? Those are wide roads that lead to destruction. Wide roads that leads to destruction. Isn't that amazing? You got to go turn inwardly and watch what's happening in you. Never mind what's happening out there. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Mommy Africa and talk to a first-time caller, Adela. Adela, welcome to the show. You're on the air all the way from Africa.
Hey, Jesse, how are you?
All is well. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my brother.
Nice.
You know, I was just talking to your producer just earlier on. You know, I had no question or anything like that, but I just wanted to uphold the work that you're doing. It's very, very effective. You know, I just discovered your channel and everything you do about 8 months ago. It's very, very, very effective, and it's so relevant to the current state of the world right now.
Yeah.
And you know, the message that you have, you know, perhaps maybe you'll be shocked, but it's really, really needed, more especially here in Africa. Man, it's bad here. It's really, really bad. And then, you know, with what is happening in America right now, what I'm watching, you know, it's really, really bad how people have moved away from the Father. They reject God. They want to be, you know, to be indulging in their lustful ways and all of that, you know. And then now the sad part, more especially there in America, with your current president now that you have, Joe Biden and all these administrations, I think even before him, Obama, they were doing all this crazy stuff. They tried to shove that in Africa, you know, and then it said how most of the Africans are swinged, you know, trying to live like that, adapting to those norms, which are very, very, very bad. I mean, Africa, we as Africans, we are very, very, very religious people, if I may use that word, you know. So now because of this new idea, this new thing, these feminism movements and all that, it's ruining Africa big time. But with what you are doing, what I'm seeing, you know, I'm seeing a lot of men calling in, you know, changing, you know, people discovering that they're not born on their own bodies and all these things, trying to identify and all this, which is a great work, man. I really appreciate what you are doing.
That's amazing. And you're right, it's the same problem all over the world. And that's why All human beings must return to the Father. It's a spiritual issue. It's not physical. It's spiritual, and it's happening inside of each individual.
You're right. You're right, man.
Amazing. I appreciate this, man.
Thank you.
Call me again. Amazing input. Thank you.
Definitely, I'll do that. Thanks, man.
All right. See, it's the same problem everywhere. But the devil makes you think it's not. Because you think it's you. Amazing. It's not racism, sexism, homophobism, lesbianism, Allahu-Abbaism, deadbeat-dadism, anti-Semitism, white supremacism. It's no ism. It's not diversity, inclusive, and all that mess. It's none of those things. It's pure evil. And the devil have deceived you. I want you to really smoke on this one. The devil has deceived the people to believe that anger is good, when anger is pure evil. Back in a moment. 2 more hours to go. Your phone calls and super chat. 888-775-3773. Hake is coming in with the hate news, not the fake news, but the Hake news. And I'll be back in a moment. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour 1 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Female Monday, February 5th, AD 2024. There is one line open. You can call in right now during Hake News, not fake news. And JLP will be right back to your calls. Appreciate it, guys. The bipartisan border deal with money for foreign issues is DOA, dead on arrival, hopefully, per Christian Rhino speaker Mike Johnson. CNN and the far-left females at the Skim, commie nonsense that is, report senators unveiled a long-awaited, not by me, border deal and foreign aid package for Ukraine and Israel. On Sunday, a bipartisan, which means evil, approach to tackle the migrant crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border, which saw more than 2.4 million apprehensions at that border last fiscal year. If passed, the $118 billion package would require crooked Joe Biden, the so-called president, to shut down the border as necessary. Sounds like a weasel word, subject to governing in denial, and would tighten asylum requirements, supposedly. The deal would also include aid to key U.S.-Israel allies, U.S. allies of abroad, money, billions of dollars for Israel, security assistance, Ukraine, Taiwan, as well as humanitarian aid for Palestinians in Gaza. Makes no sense. For the border, Crooked Joe urged Congress to get the bill to his desk. The measure faces an uphill battle. Initial vote expected this week. House Speaker Mike Johnson declared the deal dead on arrival, DOA. After the text of the bill was released on Sunday. Mike Johnson attacked the deal as too weak, saying the House will instead vote this week on a standalone bill providing aid for Israel. The Fed is warning about U.S. spending. Save your money. Yesterday, the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell gave a 60 Minutes CBS far-left extremist interview in which he said the U.S. is on an unsustainable fiscal path. Jerome Powell clearly has no respect for the concept of the Sunday scaries. This is the latest at the Skim reporting. Also indicated that Americans shouldn't expect lower interest rates next month. Instead, possibly sometime later this year. Jerome Powell made it clear he wants inflation down to predictable levels so that Americans can get groceries in peace before he loosens the controls. Americans have a range of issues they're prioritizing for 2024 with the elections and all that mess. Polls showing the economy and immigration. I think immigration beats the economy, topping the list for many. Now on the heels of one of the most unproductive years in Congress's history. Thank God for that, right? Many are looking to see if lawmakers can deliver something that's top of mind. Floods, storms blowing through in California. Atmospheric river-fueled storm lashing the state, according to Commie Nonsense Network and the ladies at the Skim. Flash flood warnings in place for millions in California. Heavy rain, strong winds, more than a month's worth of rainfall could hit the state in a span of days. Up to 37 million people in the state under flood alerts, and at least 800,000 people, maybe 900,000, it's almost a million, have lost power. Hundreds of flights in California airports have been canceled or delayed. The storm will bring rainfall totals of up to 8 inches in SoCal, Southern California, with isolated totals of up to 14 inches across the mountains and foothills. Forecasts show Los Angeles will also receive close to half a year's worth of rain by Tuesday. Officials warning it will be one of the most dramatic weather days in recent memory. A state of emergency is in place for at least 8 California counties as so-called authorities urge residents to heed evacuation warnings. So watch out. And Evil Joe says, the stakes in this election could not be higher. Crooked Joe won South Carolina's Democrat Party primary on Saturday. And that was where they were kissing up to the blacks and saying, oh, we want a diverse thing. So the result was expected. He got his first delegates in his quest to win his party's nomination again for re-election. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
Got to stand up strong, think the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way, I know we can find a way, I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show already. That's amazing to me. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. My biblical question for this week is a doozy. Why does God allow the devil to attack you? Why does God allow the devil to attack you? Amazing, huh? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show, JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And you can also listen to the show on the listen line if you're busy and about anywhere in the world. And we are heard around the world by everybody and their mama And if you're a flat earther, up and down the world. I had someone call me yesterday, and that just reminded me of the flat earth thing. And they were saying, I can't believe that people believe that the earth is flat. And then they said, I was stunned when your producer, Sean, said he was a flat earther. He believed flat earth. I never would imagine that, they said. I said, like, me either. I was shocked. My producer thinks the earth is flat. He said he know it is. He gone beyond, I think, till I know it. So we gonna have him one day come in and prove to us, since he know it, that the earth is flat. He white. But anyway, you can listen to the show on the listen line. It is working now. Right there? Oh, it's not working yet. Okay. It's not working yet. What? It's not on our end. Not on our end, at least. But give it a try, 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500 on your iPhone or iPad, right? You can also podcast the show. But if you want to call in to the show, it is 888. What's the number here?
888-77-JESSE.
888-77-JESSE. All right? Follow us on social media. We're on cozy.tv/JLP. Cozy.tv/JLP or Rumble. Where Christ is King on Cozy and Rumble. You got to know how to rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Like, follow, subscribe. Also, to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, or rebuildingtheman.com. Listen Line is working again. Okay, it's in operation right now at 641-793-1500. So it is Monday. And every Monday, we take all calls, but Mondays are Female Monday.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
I probably say you lost.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
That's for sure. What a mess. So I want to do one thing here and then take some calls and super chats. And God said not to take the wide road that leads to destruction, but take the straight and narrow path that leads to amazement, amazing, to salvation, back to the Father. And every human being, until they start to wake up and pay attention to what's happening inside of them, seeing that they're possessed, they take the wide road. Should I become this? Should I become that? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I move here? Should I move there? Should I get married? Or should I stay single? Should I have children? Or should I not? Should I get this career or that career? That's the straight and narrow path. That's the wide road that leads to destruction. God said we should want for nothing. We don't make decisions. Everyone that's making the decision is listening to their father, the devil. Except practical decision. God give you the ability to make practical decisions. Like, what you want to have for dinner? I'm going to make a banana pudding for dessert. Once you do that, it's over, right? It's a practical decision. I'm going to paint the house red. That's it, right? But all this other stuff, it's the wide road that leads to destruction. And every human being does it until they start to wake up and only a few will wake up. And when I want to warn you, men and women of all races or whatever, all wherever you're born, live in the world, when you start to wake up, the devil going to have a fit. The spirit of evil inside of you going to have a hissy fit because it dwells in human beings. It only lives in human beings, and it must live in a human being, and it doesn't want to depart from you. So inwardly, it's going to jab you all the time, trying to stop you. And then outwardly, it's going to use other devil children to jab at you, to try to keep you in hell with them. Just be aware of that. So all you need to do is be aware of it. Lay your weapons down and let the light fight on your behalf. Being aware is the light. It's consciousness. And the last thing your God, the devil, want you to be is conscious. He doesn't want you to be aware. He does not want you to be aware, to be conscious. He wants you unconscious. And you think all the jabs from inside of you are yours and from outside of you are yours, and they're not. So I want to give you a quick example. It's Female Monday. Women are confused nowadays. And this is not just women. These are men. This is an example of men on that wide road, too. You hear the men say the same thing. Well, I don't know what I want to be. I don't know what I want to do. Should I go to college? Should I start a business? Should I get married? When I wake up, will women still want me? A wide road that leads to destruction. Watch this from TikTok. This is the wide road. I'm sorry?
The woman confused again. The woman confused again?
Yes.
I just want to know, are there any people out there in their 30s who feel like they're just lost and confused in their life right now? Do I want to start a whole new career path? Do I want to keep my job? Do I just want to take whatever money I have left to my name and just run to Europe? Do I live in a city? Do I live on a farm where there's a bunch of cows and sheep and cute little dogs running around? I can just frolic in the flowers and just be a farm girl. I'm 33. Do I need to try and look for a husband right now? I don't know. There's no right or wrong in life, but it's like there's just so many options and paths that you can take that I don't know anymore. I want to do so many things, but at the same time, I don't know what to do.
Amazing. That's the wide road that leads to destruction. You possess, and it's telling you all that to keep you from focusing on the straight and narrow path from within you. I'm telling you, it's the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me. Get on that straight and narrow path of watching what's happening inside of you. Watching what happens inside of you. Amazing, huh? 888-7753-773. Let me go to Jerry out of Georgia. Georgia, on my mind now. Jerry.
Jesse, what's up?
All is well.
Amazing.
Amazing.
What the? Hey, Jesse, man, as smart as you are, man, you got so much wisdom. You know what I'm saying? I'm just disappointed in you, man. I'm disappointed in you, brother.
Why is that?
That you don't believe that the Earth is flat, man. Like, what you got going on, man? What? You're so smart. And it's like, I listen to you, and I'm like, man, he's on point. He's on point. You're right. And as soon as you say, we're on a globe in space, you lost me, brother.
And you believe it's flat?
Yes, I believe the Earth is flat.
And do you have proof?
Well, I can say this. I mean, if you, who told us that we on a globe? NASA, right?
Do you have proof that it's flat?
Do I have proof that it's flat?
Yes.
Yeah, they gotta have proof.
You have proof?
Yes, go outside and look. The moon right there.
What's your
the moon
proof?
is right there, Jesse. And yes, I touched the moon. I did.
So if I went outside to look, and you said the proof is right there, what do I need to look for?
The moon.
The moon?
Yeah, look for the moon. It's right there. It ain't out of space. It's right there.
Right
it's
where?
It's right there, Jesse.
Right
it's
where?
It's right there, yeah. It's right there, Jesse. Right in front of you, man.
Right where?
It's not out of space, man.
Jerry, it's right where?
What you mean?
No, that was a question.
I just told you it's right in front of your face. It's right above you. It's right there. It ain't out of space.
It's right above me?
Yeah, it's right above you. But Jesse, I got one question though, Jesse.
No.
And I've been trying to
I know, but hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
What is your proof that the Earth is flat? I really want to know.
Okay. If I'm being honest, it's not Bible Thumper Thursday, so I can only prove you in the Bible. It's not Bible Thumper Thursday, so I have to prove to you on Thursday.
No, you can prove it now.
Oh, well, God called Earth dry land. So when people say that the Earth is flat, they're not talking about the whole world. They're talking about what we're walking on. What we're walking on is land, and land is flat, right? And God called Earth dry land. So that's why people say the Earth is flat, because, I mean, that's my proof. You know what I'm saying?
So you said your proof that the Earth is flat because the land is flat.
Because God called Earth dry land. He called Earth dry land, and I don't believe everything that NASA tells us, because they're very deceiving. They're very deceiving. So I don't believe in what NASA. We only agree that the Earth is globe and we're in space because NASA is telling us this. Which why are we believing what they say when they?
So are you saying that the world is a ball, but the land part of it is flat?
I don't believe it's a ball. I believe it's like a like a little snow globe. I don't think we can leave here, man. That's just me. I don't think we can leave. I don't think we went to space. None of that.
So Jerry, are you saying that the world is a ball, but the land part of it is flat?
It's not a ball. It's a globe, snow globe. Not a ball.
A snow globe is not a ball?
Snow globe, not a ball like how they got it pictured.
Are you watching it live right now?
No.
Oh, because I'm holding up the Earth, and I see a ball.
Yeah, but that's not. But the flat earthers, that's how we believe it looks. I think I know what you're holding up. I don't know. I can't see, but it's not what they predict to have.
No,
like some
the
big
Earth
old
is
blue.
flat. The land is flat.
The land is flat.
But the Earth is a round ball.
Sure, yeah, I guess. Sure, yeah.
You see it?
I don't see it, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, so is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yes.
So the Earth is round ball, but the land part of it is flat.
Yeah, sure. We're not in space, so.
And so that's why you say the Earth is flat, because the land is flat?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know, but Jesse, I got a question though. I've been trying to ask you this question. Man.
Okay.
It's a serious question, and it's deep. It's deep.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the blacks?
What's wrong with the blacks? Amazing.
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Are you black?
Blacker than an ace of spades. He black.
He black, and you don't know what's wrong?
Man, I don't know. Jesse, I had to calm down and watch you a little bit, because I kind of had your identity. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking around. I'm at work, and this female out there that I work with, she black. She was helping me do some with work, but long story short, she lied. And I told her, I was like, she black. She lied. I said, whoa, I'm talking like Jesse right now. What the?
Amazing. Jerry, I got to run, but thank you for your call, man. And I agree with you that the land is flat, but the Earth is round. The ball is round.
Right. Oh yeah. Now, what last thing with the people being possessed? Yeah, the black people are possessed. The devil.
All people are possessed. All human beings.
All people are. But he got black people out here, Israelite brothers out here screaming at people and all stuff. Man, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, amazing.
But that's it, Jesse.
Thank you, buddy. Call me again. Amazing. Amazing. Let me go to Richard, a first-time call out of Virginia. There's one line open, 888-775-3773. Richard, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Jesse.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my question. So I think, I know this is gonna sound strange, but so I think I like resent my wife. So trying to protect my child from her is difficult. At times, like I judge her, like in my head, I judge her, or I guess it could be anger, but it's more like frustration. But I mean, really, it's anger.
Anger is frustrating. You're right about that.
Right. So I'm really, so I don't know if she's trying to work on herself. To me, I guess because I haven't seen progress, and it's, it's our own individual thing to work on ourselves. I guess in a home, I kind of just see the same thing every day. And I'm just don't know, one, how to stop resenting her, I guess, or and then how would I go about protecting my son without feeling some kind of resentment based off of her not trying to fix herself.
And so you resent your wife because she's not working on herself?
And yes, and because I have the duty to protect my son from her.
Right.
So I find it even more difficult.
Well, here's what I recommend. Stop resenting her. She can't help herself, as you cannot help yourself from resenting her. That's not you that's resenting her. That's the spirit of evil that made a home in your mind and emotions. And so you can't help yourself, and likewise, she cannot help herself. It's enough to see that she's not working on herself, but don't resent her for it. When that resentment, when that spirit of anger comes up, just let it pass. Don't call it you. It's not yours. It's not you. Stop identifying with it. And that will disappear. And the light of the Father will show you how to protect your child from her, from the evil that's in her. It will show you. But if you resent her, because human beings do not have a right, ever, no matter what happens, we do not have a right to be angry at anyone. And so just let that anger pass and don't call it you, and you will see how to protect your child from evil that's in her.
Okay. Yeah, it's like I guess I try to share with her sometimes things that are like revealed to me, whether it's if I'm reading the Word or I might try to bring up a biblical question to her, like one of yours,
right,
without her knowing it's one of yours, because honestly she doesn't like you very much. But but I do that, right, because I don't know why I do. I guess I do that because it's just because your questions are so deep sometimes, and it's a good way to look at ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And so I try to do that with her without her knowing, in a way.
Yeah.
Just to and then I'm like, am I playing God here? Like, trying to save her. It just is. I get into a weird place. I identify it. I see it as it comes in. I do see it, and I try to tell myself it's not me. But it's every day, right? Because you take the duty of trying to protect your child so much, and you want the person you married to experience the same things you're experiencing.
Right.
Right. All the great things, and it's I don't know. It's just frustrating when you're trying to do what you're supposed to do or what you're ordered to do, and then you see someone not. It's right there for them, and you're trying to share that with them, but then they don't want to receive it.
Here's what I recommend.
Then you get all those feelings,
Yeah. I want to recommend, do what you want, of course, but I recommend you stop trying to save her. You cannot save her. Leave your wife in her hell. Let her stay in her hell. And when she's acting out with anger and stuff like that, you just tell her, you know what, you need to overcome that anger. It's that anger, but do nothing else. Leave her in her hell. You just work on you and allow the Spirit of the Father to save you from the hell that's in you, right? And everything will work out. I promise you that. The situation will work itself out. You're not supposed to try to change or save anyone. We can't do that. We can't even save ourselves. So how can we save someone else, right? And that's why you're feeling frustrated and all that, because you're playing God. Leave her in her hell. Just wish her well in her hell, but you work on you, and you will see how to protect your child from her. It will be shown to you.
Okay.
And when you see her suffering in her hell, don't judge it as, don't be happy about it or sad about it. Just watch it and leave her in her hell, because she might love her hell and she may not want to come out. She loved the thrill of hell, so just leave her in her hell. And you'll be fine. You and your kid will be fine if you just focus on you and don't think about trying to change her.
And I could tell in him how he gravitates towards me.
Yeah.
Just in a different way, you know, and I could tell, and in the joy that when I see him, my joy is different. It seems like, in a way, because like I'm in reverence of him. He's only 18 months, but like him being in the present, you know?
Yes.
With no thoughts, and then him just being him, and it's like, it brought so much joy to me just to be able to witness that, right? Because we always think about it and what that's going to feel like.
Yeah.
But then, like, I felt like if something was in me that I was like, I am witnessing this right now in front of my eyes to see what this actually looks like. And, I try to share that, and, she just quotes some kind of scripture or something. Like, there's no real, understanding.
Yeah, don't throw pearls before swine. She is not ready. And so, and your child is fortunate that it's so young, and the father is waking up. And the child is already, when they're that young, they love the father. They love God, and they love their earthly father. They're innocent. And so by you waking up and your child is still innocent, don't worry about it. It'll work out just fine. You just
am I suffering because of us, like me not being right and her not being right, and us getting married, and then like us living together before we were married, or us like having sex before we were married? We didn't have the child out of wedlock, but like, am I suffering because, is that part of my suffering?
No, you're only suffering because you don't realize yet that it's not you, but it's the spirit of evil that's in you. And it was given to you by your mother when you resented her. That's all the reason. And so that's why, and in all honesty, Richard, the real Richard, the conscious Richard is not suffering at all. It's just the unconscious Richard that are not you that's suffering, and you think that is you. It's not you at all. You are not suffering. It's that hell in you that dwells in all people that you identify with and calling that you. But no, God is not punishing you for anything. God does not punish.
Understood.
All that feeling those feelings you get and thoughts are not yours. So don't call them you anymore. Don't let the devil say, oh, you're suffering because you had sex out of wedlock. You did this, you did that. It's all lies. It's all lies. Let it pass.
Right. And I just want to share with you real quick, something you said. Well, you did on the Fallen State. It was with the Orthodox Catholic hypnotologist, or whatever you call him.
Yes.
And it was like, he made a statement of a person overcoming evil, and then you said, well, that's insane. Like, you can't overcome, I think you said you can't overcome your evil. You have to admit that you're evil.
Yes.
And you even brought it up today again.
Yeah.
And that was so profound to me. And the free will argument and everything like that is just like, it was just so deep when I heard it, and I tried to share it with her, and she just like, oh, that's blasphemy or something. It was wild.
but God said that we must confess our sin, right, in order to be born again. And what we're confessing to ourselves is that we have hatred in our heart. We're no good. We're evil. And when you recognize that and then go, because confessing that you're evil inside of yourself is the beginning of waking up the light starts to shine. And then when you go and forgive your mother, forgive your father, he would change your heart from anger to love, from hate to love, from judgment to love. And then he starts to shine on the not you, the ego, the emotions, the doubts, the worry, the thoughts, and the rest is easy, man. You just die from that, you'll be fine.
Do I need to forgive her? Do I need to tell her that? Hey, I'm sorry for resenting you. Like,
if you see that you need to, fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you see that, you know what?
I think it's.
Go ahead.
I think it's just part of me, like trying to do all the things I said I was trying to do, right? Like trying to play God. I think it was just something I'm thinking that may put her on a path.
No, that ain't gonna do it. You can apologize until the cows come home.
Yeah.
But if she's not ready to overcome, it would do no good. It's like throwing pearl before swines.
Mm-hmm.
So let her suffer in her hell. You continue to just work on you. Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
Every morning, every night. It's amazing.
Stay with the prayer, watch the thoughts and feelings, and whenever you get those sharp pains, know that the stab pain that you get of doubt or fear or anger or whatever, just know that's not you. That's the devil in your body, your mind and body. It's not you. And it'll pass. I'm telling you, Richard, you just work on you and leave your wife in hell. And when she act out, just tell her, you know what? That's anger in you. That's evil. But you can't force her to change. You can't change her, so don't even try.
It's so much work when you work on yourself, and then you start seeing, and then it's just more work piling up because now you are seeing, and then now you have more to overcome.
Yep. There are layers and layers and layers and layers of false identities that we're overcoming. That's what's happening to you, Richard. There are layers and layers of identities you're overcoming. That's what it means to die. You got to die from all ideas and all identities.
I listen to you a lot, and you definitely has, I guess, helped guiding me in a way. Like, I always go back and...
Let me just say that. Stay with it, Richard. Call me again. I got to run.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right, buddy. Okay. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. Okay, welcome back. The Hake Report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. TheHakeReport.com. And then from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time, The Hake Report. And at 11 a.m., Joel Friday TV. You black. Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. And then after Joel Friday TV, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby. Energy given to him by God. Enough energy that he can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it night and day. You know who's saying that?
Yeah.
Who?
The man who got railroaded in the courts.
Who?
The man who got railroaded in the courts.
I can't hear you.
The man who got railroaded in the courts.
I believe I can fly. The American Anchor Baby at 12 today. All right? And for shout-outs, all shout-outs, birthdays, wedding, anniversaries, congratulations, encouragement, go to Cameo, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. I want to get to the Super Chats. There's one line open, but first let me go to, is this a real name, Saint? Or is this, that's a middle name? Oh, okay. Middle name, Saint, out of Michigan. Saint, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, Jesse. You just hate to call a woman a saint, don't you?
Yeah, because I ain't never met a sanctified woman.
Well, you met one now.
Amazing. Nice.
Okay, so this is my second time calling, and we talked before.
Yeah.
But I was just, so we were talking about praying the last time you asked me, did I do the silent prayer, which I have. I haven't done it I don't do it every night, but I have started doing it.
Why not? Why don't you do it every morning and night?
I don't have a reason, Jesse.
Okay.
Because I'm still doing the talking prayer. And that's the part that I don't understand. Like, when you're talking to the devil. Like, why do you say that? If I'm doing the silent prayer as well. But sometimes, I have to do the talking prayer. Like, when you're praying for people or when you're praying at church, why do you say like you're talking to the devil when you're doing that?
Because you know not what to pray for. You know not what you want. You know not what you need. So you don't know what to pray for. So all your talking prayers are in vain. You're only talking to the devil. And the devil will answer sometime by giving you some material stuff that you ask for. But God is not hearing that at all.
But most of the time when I pray, I don't pray for material things at all. I don't even, desire those things. When I'm praying, I'm mostly praying for, before I even started doing the silent prayer, before, I even learned about that, I was asking the God mostly to help me spiritually, to open up my eyes to see different things I hadn't seen, open up my ears to see, to be aware of different things. So I was mostly praying spiritual. I needed to know truth. If I'm doing things wrong, help me in those areas. Or when I'm praying in front of a congregation, I'm praying, that God be exalted, God be lifted up. We're praying like that.
What do you mean by God be exalted and lifted up?
God be glorified in this earth. I'm just mainly praying, just thanking God, just because He's mighty and because He's awesome.
Why are you doing all that, though? He doesn't need you to do that.
You don't think so?
I know so. Why do you think God needs you to do that?
Oh, and then in the form of the prayer, how we do it, Jesus had told us to model our prayer like this.
The Lord's Prayer, right? And that's what you're doing
right.
When you be still and know Him. You are letting go. You're recognizing our Father in heaven. You're letting His will be done and not your will. You're letting go. But by not doing the silent prayer, just becoming aware, you're not letting go. You're still worshiping the devil and calling it God. All you're doing for yourself is getting thrills. It feels good when you pray out to the Lord and lift up the mighty God and exhort Him, and it's just all thrills, which are evil.
I get what you're saying, but doesn't it have to be a time to pray in front of the people of God?
What?
I mean, if you're having church service, shouldn't you want to open up the service with prayer? God telling asking God to let His will be done in the service. Let Him,
it's all for the thrill of it. I want you to, next time you go to church service and they open up
I got to open up in the prayer. That's the thing.
What?
I have to do it. I
right.
have to open up in
You don't
prayer.
have to do it. You're doing it because you love the thrill. People listen to you open up the church service by lifting up the Lord. And everybody going, amen. You stand up there all day and open up the church. And more they say amen, the longer you want to stand there and open it up.
And that's true. And that is so true. That's true what you're saying. That is so true what you're saying.
It's all for the thrill, which is evil.
Done though, doesn't it?
What?
Don't it have to be done?
No.
What, you want me to stop going to church?
No, I'm telling you to be still and know the Father. You still can go to the building, but don't go there and carry on like that. You can see, observe, and watch yourself, watching others.
I can still go up there and pray, right? I can go up there and pray, but
I would recommend you don't, but if that's what you want to do, go up there and get some more thrill.
I don't want the thrill. That's
then
not
stop
why
doing
I'm
it then.
It. Jesse, I've been in church.
Asking things from God is the opposite of asking God to let His will be done.
But even if I'm asking God in the prayer, not our will, but your will be done, help the families to be together. I'm not praying nothing materialistic. It's just like, God, help our men be strong. Help the women be
That
submissive.
ain't going to do nothing for the men and women at all, but make them have a false thrill too. Why does the church allow you to open up anyway? Why the preacher allowing that?
Are you talking about me as
why is your preacher allowing you, a woman, to open up the church service?
Because he doesn't have help.
He a beta.
He doesn't have help though.
But see, if he didn't do all that thrill stuff, he wouldn't need you to open up because he would do what he led to do without the dancing in the song in the beginning of the thing. All you're doing and your preacher is just making people feel good. And they still go home angry.
And I understand it. I understand.
So if you do understand it, why not cut it out?
Because people still need help. God told us to pray for pray for one another.
Right. You're absolutely right. It just simply means wish everybody well. Don't hate them, wish them well.
So if they're going through a situation, we shouldn't pray like God's will be done in that situation. If somebody needs healing, you don't pray for healing?
Let's say somebody needs healing. You just let God's will be done. I wish you well. Because you're praying to get that person healed, and let's say that person become well, that person end up cutting your head off.
Why?
But if you let God's will be done, and if it meant for them to be healed, it'll be fine. But if not, they'll be dead, and they won't hurt you.
I so understand what you're saying because people do pray for thrills a lot, and I do see the longer they say amen, the longer I keep going. I do, but I ask God. I'm going to be true. I'm taking it so serious that I do ask God before I pray to guide my heart, to guide my lips, to pray over your people.
All vanity. That's vain too. That's another thrill.
Even if I'm praying that God's will be done,
it's still another thrill.
What thrill is that?
The thrill of asking God to let His will be done.
How is that a thrill?
I would recommend, Saint, that you do the silent prayer because you see what I'm talking about, but you're still unwilling to let go and let His will be done.
I'm unwilling. It's just I don't really understand. It's not that I'm unwilling.
So here's what I recommend then. I understand that. I appreciate you saying that. But do your little hooping and hollering and get all the thrills you can get, and then be still and know the Father. Do the silent prayer. Do both until you see the right way to go.
Okay.
Because His will is of the heart. It's not repeated words from the mouth.
So you don't think that churches should open up in prayer at all?
No.
Really?
Yeah. It's all in that. It's all thrill.
But even back when you was on the plantation days, didn't they do that then?
Yeah, it was for the thrill of it.
Really?
I can see it now. I was lost, but now I'm found.
Okay, say that. Okay.
Was blind, but now I see.
Jesse, stop.
Hallelujah, Lord. I was. Thank you, Jesus. Was Lord. But now, hallelujah, Lord, praise you, Jesus. I'm found. And then when that thrill died out a little bit, they just moan on it. Oh, Lord. Come by here, Lord. Come by here. And then the preacher said, just moan on it for a minute. Oh, And by that time, everybody wiped out. It's all for the thrill of it.
Oh my goodness! I do agree with you to very a certain extent. I guess because I was born into this, it's hard for me to like.
I was born into it too. I know exactly what you mean.
And then when you say it to somebody, they're going to be looking at me like, now I done lost my mind, and I'm being deceived.
Now you're finding your mind. They have lost their mind by worshiping the devil and calling him God. It's all for the thrill of it. It's all thrills, and thrills are evil. It's all ego. So you have a decision to make. Do you want to stay in your hell of thrills, or do you want to overcome them?
Even if I only do it once a week?
God said to pray without ceasing. And when you're up there getting thrills, you're not praying.
But it's only once a week at church, Jesse.
Okay. Here's what I recommend.
And I'm not doing it for the thrills, honestly.
Yes, you are.
Honestly, I would prefer a male to do it. And I have spoken with other people about this, that I would prefer a male to
Why
get up and
prefer
lead.
a male to do it? Just prefer it not be done at all and ask the people to be still and know the Father. Thrills don't help the ego die. It helps the ego to live. But Saint, I got to run. I really do appreciate your call. But here's what I recommend. Do your hooping and holler, get all your little thrills, and then be still and know the Father.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Jesse.
And I recommend that you do the silent prayer morning and night, and then during the day, become aware of your body when you're lost in your head, thinking about the past or the future, and come back to the present where the Father is.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, call me again, all right?
Okay. All right, thanks.
Okay. Super chat. There's a line. Super chat. There's a line open, by the way, 888-7753-773.
Missed super chat from Friday, Hake's fault. Severio Jones donated a diamond saying, the wall is going up.
Oh, the wall going up.
Thank you, Severio Jones.
Amazing.
Retro Memento bought 3 coffees. Jesse, I just learned that Jack Posobiec who's you've met him, went to the Night for Freedom thing, on Twitter, taking our White History Month and moving it from July to February. He mentioned you without apology. Admittedly, it angers me. You have had all these celebratorial merch, too. What are your practical thoughts about it, JLP? I don't think it is right. Sad emoji.
So what happened?
Jack Posobiec on Twitter, big guy on Twitter.
Okay.
He was saying, Happy White History Month. And he's declaring February to be White History Month.
July, White History Month. February don't feel like white. July just feels white.
But he's retweeting you and stuff like that, so.
Maybe he's just playing. July is White History Month. Amazing. Thank you. Don't be mad, though. He's just playing.
Someone bought 3 coffees. Jesse, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it.
That's right. I'm telling you, folks, if you did not catch the first hour this morning radio show, this show this morning, I highly recommend that you listen to it. What do you call that?
Podcast.
Podcast. I highly recommend you podcast all the show, but especially this morning. All right? Amazing. Thank you.
Over on Buy Me a Coffee, Greenwall says, Jesse, a major nationalist show recently complimented you on defending white people and the future of America. And they also ridiculed those phony Catholics who have gone to the border with Mexico to confuse the people. Amazing.
I understand the Catholic, but it's pure evil that they're going down to the borders to bring these illegals into our country. I wonder what they're getting from it other than a thrill that they're doing something good, because they ain't doing anything good. But the church is helping the enemies come into our country. Isn't that amazing? Thank you.
Someone bought a coffee. Hey, Jesse and crew. Just wanted to share something. Realize there's no difference at all in having dreams at night, being lost in the imagination during the day. Just when you wake up from a nightmare, you realize it was never real. When you were born again, you also realize your thoughts and feelings were never real.
Amazing. Stay with it. Stay with it.
Jaime bought a coffee. Hey, Jesse, is it possible on Cameo that you can give a shout out to my dad's birthday in Spanish? And also, can you maybe give him a shout out on the day before his birthday, too?
On Cameo?
Yeah.
I'll give it a good try. I have a Spanish person here. Tell me what to say, and I do it. Go to Cameo.com. No problem, but I will do my best working on it, all right? Cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you.
Nice. Over on Buy Me a Coffee, Mr. J. Sandman and I are riding on the hood of the car while watching church with Jesse Lee Peterson. Okay. P.S. The Great White Hope is going to make America great again while watching church with JLP. Shout out to Hassan the Don, Hake, Nick, Sean, and Joel. You guys also make the show great. Love you all. Salute emoji.
Amazing. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Evgeny Crosby with a diamond. Church with Jesse Lee Peterson in one word. Amazing.
Amazing. Fellowship yesterday. Well, all the Sundays, really. I keep saying that about every Sunday, though. Amazing yesterday. RebuildingAman.com/church. All right.
Aries' son bought 20 coffees. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it.
Stay with it. Stay with it. Don't give up. The light got you. Do not give up. The devil going to have a hissy fit. He's going to be slamming you with pitchforks. But don't stop. Just watch it. That's all you need to do. It'll be amazing. Thank you.
Someone says, hey, Jesse, is it possible to miss someone in the right way? I don't mean a woman, and I don't mean in an emotional way. But is it possible just to miss a friend in a genuine way?
I'm sure it is. But I don't know what that is. But I'm sure it is, so don't worry about it. Thank you.
Another someone, perhaps. A small story that shows that all thoughts are lies. I was walking to the train stop 2 blocks away when I saw the train pass. I had a thought that told me, you're not going to catch it. A few moments later, the train hit a red light and was there for 5 minutes, long enough for me to buy my ticket and catch the train. All thoughts are lies all the time about anything.
All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything.
Danny Moore bought a coffee. All right, Jesse and the lads. Jesse, if both parents truly been born again and have a baby, would that child still hate his mother when he grows up? Everyone born with the devil in them, even if they have perfect parents? P.S. That beta you did with Larry Elder, Bad Back, was so slick it caught me off guard. I nearly spat out my tea, laughing face with tears coming out. Emoji.
Check out my discussion with Larry Elder on the fatherstate.tv. If parents were perfect, of course the kids would stay innocent as well. And that's why the parents must overcome evil, overcoming anger, by forgiving their parents, especially their mother. You know what I realize more and more and more and more and more? When I say all blacks hate their mothers, I'm saying that all people hate their mother, but the blacks, there are some blacks who are starting to realize it as well, but most blacks don't realize they don't love their mothers. They're angry at their mothers. She has rebuilt them in her image, and they don't know it, and then she and others are blaming everybody but herself. That's why you have to pull away and start looking from within to see that your battle is a spiritual battle and not physical. The white man ain't got nothing to do with it. The past has nothing to do with it. The future has nothing to do with it, which doesn't exist anyway, either past or future. But it's because you resent your parents. It starts in the home. Forgive your black mama, your white mama, your Asian mama, your Japanese mama, your Chinese mama, your Mexican mama, your Filipino mama, your Italian mama, all mama, and you'll be free. Thank you.
Mike Young says with a coffee, hey, Bond family, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the late actor Carl Weathers, also known as Apollo Creed from the Rocky movies, but may his soul rest in peace.
What?
Carl Weathers died in his mid-70s.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that too.
May his soul rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. So I got to take a break, right?
Cool. Yep.
We'll finish the Super Chat. Your phone calls. 1 more hour to go. Female Monday, 888-7753-773. Hake is coming in with the hate news, not the fake news. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.
The Grammys report. Oh, yes, it's coming up. And Chile has some wildfires. Facebook turned 20 yesterday. And a little update on cancer treatment trials or something. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. The lines are full, guys. JLP will be right back to your calls. Ladies, it is Female Monday. And gentlemen. But first, Hake news, not fake news. After the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, the Hake report. And, of course, after that, Joel Friday TV. Nice. Check him out. And American Anchor Baby after that at noon Pacific time today. That is 2 Central, 3 Eastern, American Anchor Baby. So check all of those out and make sure you're following JLP Radio Network on YouTube and IG. JLP Radio Network, new YouTube channel and Instagram account. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, and the far left females at the Skim report on the lame-o Grammys. Yesterday, women took over the 66th annual Grammy Awards, or supposedly annual, dominating nearly every category. History-making moments, says CNN. They throw that word around so much it's meaningless. It means something evil and stupid, right? Usually. Don't say that, kids. Miley Cyrus got her first 2 Grammys. Congrats, young lady. You're a mess. SZA, all caps. Likely didn't want to hit the snooze on that night after winning the Best Progressive R&B album. Billie Eilish learned she was made for Song of the Year. Victoria Monet got Best New Artist. Taylor Swift took home Album of the Year again for a 2022 album, but it's like 2024 now. Midnights. 2 years ago, setting a new record, her fourth time, most albums of the year ever. New album coming out in April, by the way. Speaking of Album of the Year, SJW rapper Jay-Z had a word calling out the Recording Academy over their voting process for these Grammys, I guess. Some of the other so-called artists, they're artists, who had the crowd on their feet. Celine Dion, Joni Mitchell performed at age 80, first time at the Grammys. And Tracy Chapman had a duet of Fast Car, her 1988 single, with Luke Combs, who covered it recently. Country artist, I guess. Nostalgia. Billy Joel sang this tune, Turn the Lights Back On, his first new pop single in 17 years. By the way, Usher's going to do 2024 Super Bowl performance, I heard. February 11th, something like that. Anyway, back in reality, Chile had some wildfires. At least 160 active wildfires burning across Chile, according to the far-left females at the Skim and Common Nonsense Network. Emergency crews are racing to rescue residents in smoldering communities in that South American country. Aerial footage across the country shows dozens of vehicles burned to shells alongside multiple houses reduced to ash, sort of reminiscent of what happened in Hawaii in that Maui area. Chilean President Gabriel Boric has declared 2 days of national mourning. The more than 100 people have died in these fires so far. Speaking of news conference, at a news conference held after visiting the affected areas on Sunday, this Boric cautioned that the death toll would increase significantly. He emphasized Chile's defense ministry would deploy more military units to affected areas to make all necessary resources available. That's wild. They put a curfew for 9 p.m. in some areas. What a mess. Facebook turned 20. Happy birthday! 20 years ago, Mark Zuckerberg launched Facebook on February 4th, 2004. Did you know that? In his Harvard dorm room. Did he steal it from somebody? Based thief. There is a clip, rewind to 2005 on CNN's website. They spoke to Zuckerberg about the budding platform known as the Facebook. I'm James Hake. Quickly, cancer treatment trials. A new cancer treatment researchers are trying in London. Cancer patients became the first in the UK to receive an experimental treatment known as mRNA therapy, messenger RNA, a la the China virus vax. We'll see what happens. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
Got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show already. That's amazing. The third hour already. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question, a new biblical question for this week, and it's a doozy. It's a doozy. We dealt with last week's biblical question in the fellowship yesterday at our fellowship, so you can podcast that at rebuildingtheman.com. And blah, blah, blah. The brand new biblical question, why does God allow the devil to attack you? Why does God allow the devil to attack you? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And the listen line is working now. You can listen to the show no matter where you are if you can't sit and watch it. Anywhere in the whole wide world. For the whole round world. For the flat earther, the whole flat world. Up and down the earth. That was interesting. Jerry from Georgia said that the proof that the earth is flat is that the roads are flat, but the ball is round. What the? Amazing. You can call the listen line at 641. And he said he touched the moon. You can touch the moon. What the? 641-793-1500 on your iPhone or iPad. 641-793-1500. Follow us on social media. Like, follow, ring the bell. Hit the like button. JLP Talk on Twitter. And rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. I believe I can fly. I can believe I can touch the moon. Think about it night and day. To donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Bond JLP Cash App, Bond JLP Cash App, or Rebuilding the Man, or buymeacoffee.com, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, or rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com. All right? It's Thursday. Not Thursday. Monday. It's Monday. The last hour of the show on Monday. And Mondays are now Female Monday.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
Okay, amazing. Before I go back to the calls of your super chats, I want to encourage you. Do what you want. It's Trump. Do what you want. This is Trump. Do what you want. This is Trump. Do what you want. From this day forward, from this very moment forward, this is some of the best advice I can possibly give you, other than being still and overcoming, right? Never again blame anyone else for what you feel and think. It is one of the most, I can't find the right word. I want to use the word blessed thing you can do for yourself, and it is. It is one of the most amazing things you can do for yourself, and it is. It is the way out, and it is. But I can't find the right word for it. From this day forward, adults, the parents are responsible for the children, so they can't blame the parents. But from this day forward, as an adult, male or female, no matter what color you are, no matter how poor you are or rich, no matter where you live or don't live, no matter what you do or don't do, I want you to test it. And that thing inside of you, in your mind and in your emotion, it's going to beg you to blame someone else. because it needs to stay alive. But I want to encourage you. You got to work on you, right? But never blame another soul for what you think or feel. Don't even blame yourself and see what happens. Give it a good try. Something in you want you to blame someone else so it can stay alive inside of you. You'll see if you do it. When you get angry, don't blame anyone, not even yourself. When you're happy, don't blame anyone, not even yourself. When you're sad or whatever you feel, lonely or whatever, don't blame anyone, not even yourself. Just to see what happens. Give it a try. You have parents now because they have refused to be parents to the children. They have no love. I don't want to hear that lie anymore that women love the children. No, you don't. If you love the children, why you screw them up? If you love the children, why are you willing to sacrifice them to daycare centers and schools and babysitters and this and that? Anything but be home with them. You don't love your children, you're lying. The thrill of lying makes you feel better than doing the job, the work itself. And they're blaming everybody but themselves or seeing what's going on within themselves. NBC. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg apologized Wednesday to parents in the audience of a Senate online child safety hearing. Before we play it, I want you to hear how the parents applaud. I want you to see the thrill of the senator or whatever you're telling Mark Zuckerberg that he needs to apologize. The thrill from the senator saying it, and the thrill from the parents when Mark get up and apologize like it's a real apology, right? A forced apology is not a real apology. But they applaud it because it's not their fault that their kids are addicted to the internet. They're blaming Mark Zuckerberg. So I want you to watch the audience at a Senate online child safety hearing when Mark Zuckerberg apologized. So let me read over. Metro CEO Mark Zuckerberg apologized Wednesday to parents in the audience of a Senate online child safety hearing who say Instagrams contribute to their children's suicides or exploitation. Watch this from C-SPAN.
Wait a minute. Your own study says that you make life worse for 1 in 3 teenage girls. You increase anxiety and depression. That's what it says. And you're here testifying to us in public. You know full well your product is a disaster for teenagers. You've got families from across the nation whose children are either severely harmed or gone, and you don't think it's appropriate to talk about steps that you took? Have you compensated any of the victims?
Sorry?
Have you compensated any of the victims? Would you like to apologize for what you've done to these good people?
I'm sorry for everything that you've done.
You've done nothing to help them. You've done nothing to compensate them. You've done nothing to put it right. You could do so here today, and you should.
All ego. That's a lie. Mark Zuckerberg is not responsible for your children. You are. No one else. You are the parents. Nobody else but the parents. And the parents has failed because they're out trying to get their ego thrills, working and carrying on, trying to be equal to the man, and the man too weak to make his wife obey him by staying home. That's not Mark's fault. Just imagine, you can have 100,000 computers right in front of you. If you never turned it on, how would it affect you? Who made the parents go out and buy their children and cell phones and iPads and computer stuff? Mark doesn't do it. I want you to try it. Don't blame, as an adult, don't blame anyone for the way you feel. And ladies, don't tell the men, oh, You don't care about my emotions. You don't listen to me. He ain't supposed to listen to that mess. That's evil. Overcome it, ladies. Parents don't love their children. You're lying. And more proof that it's the parents' fault. When did the country, America, because I don't remember it being this way when I was growing up, when did it change from taking responsibility for yourself to blaming somebody else? And what good does it do you to blame somebody else except a feel-good feeling? Even the anger of it is a feel-good feeling to your ego. Think about that. When did we go from blaming yourself to blaming somebody else or taking responsibility? Where's my country? I want my America back. Here's more proof that parents hate their children. They don't love their children. From Mayo Clinic, or mayoclinic.com. Feminizing hormone therapy typically is used by transgender women and non-binary people to produce physical changes in the body that are caused by female hormones during puberty. Watch this from Extraordinary Stories.
Dr. Olson had a decision.
You are in the perfect place to start on blockers.
And she promises to begin giving her estrogen, female hormones, in 2 years.
Around 13. That's what I think. Yeah.
Josie received the blockers as an implant in her arm.
It's okay if you cry.
So with all the bravery she could muster,
You're going to feel a little bit of a...
Josie held on tight
Ow!
as another chapter opened in this young girl's life.
Another chapter of hell.
A lot of times it strikes me that had this happened just 20 years ago,
Thank you.
I wouldn't have been able to give her blockers, and she would have had to go through male puberty. That terrifies me.
It's all done. Do you want a hug?
I don't know that she would have survived male puberty.
Wow. If you don't see that that is evil, I don't know what it would take. I don't know what it would take. The doctors that are doing that, the so-called mother that is pushing that little girl to do that, that's evil. That spirit of evil in the mind and emotion has convinced them to do that. Because God loved them, and they're trying to get back at God by hurting the children of God. And they call that love. They play the love music with it. Giving that girl female hormones. Is that a girl or a boy, Sean? Giving that boy female hormones to turn into a girl. And he still ain't gonna be no girl. The hormone just gonna make her look silly, but he's still gonna be a boy. But the devil said, you know what? Give that boy some hormone, make him a girl. You're like, oh, okay, that's love. That's evil. It's the same evil that make women kill men, children in the womb. It influences. Amazing, huh? I want you to watch this one from Truly. Parents of 2 transgender children say they are not pushing an agenda, but instead supporting their child or their kids with acceptance and love. Watch this from Truly. They're calling it evil love. Watch this.
It's right there.
Right there? Can I feel it?
Mm-hmm. Before I had transitioned, I had like a piece missing to me, and it just didn't feel right. And I was nervous to tell my parents.
Anyone can be whoever they want, and it doesn't matter what your opinion is.
When James was 8 years old, he asked to transition, which meant social transition, which is not permanent. He got to use he and him for pronouns.
I remember a time that he said to me, sometimes I feel like I'm a boy. And at that point, I was, trying to be a supportive parent and said, yeah, I've got effeminate feelings and I get that. And that's okay to have feelings that are
That's your
masculine
mama,
and feelings that
idiot.
are feminine. We're going about this because we're listening to our children and because we're doing a lot of research. And research has proven that we're doing the right thing.
There is a concern from a lot of people that this could be a phase and this ultimately may not be who they are, but knowing that they're going to always have the experience of love and acceptance from us is key.
No, it's not. That's evil. Pure evil. It ain't racism. It ain't sexism. It ain't feminism. It's evil. They're doing that to their own children. And the man, the father, talking about he feel that way sometimes. That's your mama's spirit in you, idiot. That's what you got to overcome. That's not, you're not supposed to get a shot to make that stay alive in you. You got to overcome mama, forgive mama, so the spirit of mama, which is of the devil, can be taken away from you, idiot. And he's going right along with his wife and destroying his children because he feels like a female. There will come a day when I return the children to the fathers and the fathers to the children. That ain't no joke. That's what needs to happen. And you're still listening to the experts. The experts are dumber than a doorknob. A doorknob have more intelligence than a so-called expert. All they have is a piece of paper and an ego fulfillment, thinking that they're smart, and they're not. They're evil. Listen to this from psychologicaltoday.com. Psychologytoday.com. Psychologytoday.com. Does venting help? Does anger management ever work? Here is the truth, they say. It's not bad to feel angry. Yes, it is. It's evil to feel anger. Anger is normal. That's a lie. That's a bald-faced lie. Anger is not normal. Anger is evil spirits. They're going to say anger is normal. Healthy emotions, no such thing. They say it is, but they're lying to you. In fact, a lot of really good things stem from anger. Name me one. Name me one good thing that stems from anger. And they say, and anger feelings can lead to positive changes. Oh, yeah? Give it a try. See how many positive changes you got. Many social injustices have called for people who became angry. Many social injustices have called for people who became angry. What if Martin Luther King Jr. never felt anger? We'll have peace on earth. The black people would not be screwed up had they not listened to angry Martin Luther King Jr. Because prior to that, they were fine. They were working, they had families, they bought land, they didn't blame the white man. They treated everyone the way they would like to be treated because they didn't have anger. But your expert said anger is good. How many of you feel good from anger? Oh, don't answer that. A lot of you do feel the thrill of anger. You call it good, but it's evil. Look what happened to the blacks after the so-called civil rights movement happened. They've been in hell, deep hell ever since. What a mess! If ever we needed you, Lord, we need you now. Let me go to Adrian. This is Female Monday. We're taking all calls, but females have a priority. 888-7753-773. Adrian, out of New York.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, how you?
I'm fine. How are you?
All is well.
My grandmother used to say that just exactly the way you say it. That's so funny.
Amazing.
So I wanted to make a comment about the movie Nefarious. I'm so happy that you got to see it. I was waiting for you to see this movie to hear what you had to say because I had called in. I was one of the many people who recommended that movie.
Thank you for that recommendation. That was an amazing recommendation.
And now, I don't know, well, not that you have fear, but when I was telling you about the movie, I was like, it scared me. Can you maybe understand why it would scare? I mean, that movie scared the heck out of me. Like, it's not that it scared me, but I was a little horrified.
And what were you afraid of?
It was true.
What were you afraid of?
The part like you, I don't remember now, you and Joel were talking about when he was breaking down how they don't even have to do anything. We just do it. We just fall into the trap of, child sacrifice. All the things that he was saying, it horrified me because I was like, I know it's true. Yeah, that's what scared me. It was like, I understood it to be true. And it's scary because it scared me because that was in me as well. So it's like, oh my God, and then as I'm waiting on the phone and then, you just, we're talking about the 3 clips, I think, with the women and the parents sacrificing their children and destroying them to the altar of whatever.
The devil has convinced them of that.
Right. And it was making my stomach turn like on a roller coaster, not turn from nausea, but like, because I knew I could just understand how real it is. It's crazy, but that movie, I'm so excited that you saw it. And when I went to visit you, I meant to mention it again, and I didn't. And then all of a sudden, I heard it yesterday that you saw the movie. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy you saw the movie."
Yeah,
that was an intense movie.
I was so enlightened by that movie, I could hardly stand it. I was stunned that it was going to be. Sharon, my producer, had told me as well that it was a really, really good movie, right? And he tends to really recommend amazing movies too. But I had no idea the depths of what it was about. And I was enlightened by it, like mind-blowing enlightened from it.
And yesterday you had mentioned, you had compared it to the other 2 movies, The Pope's Exorcist and what was the other one?
Revolver.
Oh, man.
Revolver. Yeah.
And to me, I wanted to make a comment yesterday. I was like, to me, it's a totally different league. And the reason I say that Revolver is great, it shows you that it acts it out in a way where I don't know, it's not as intense. The Pope's Exorcist was just more theatrical to me. Yeah, there was probably, there's some truth in it, but it was more theatrical. But this one was like dead serious, and just even the actor, because I had watched the interviews with the actors in it, and I've felt the way that guy has felt, like you're trying to talk through the evil controlling you, and then you have a moment where you're help or why am I doing this? And then you go right back in and he just totally takes over. That just was out of sight. And the second thing I wanted to do is I wanted to take a crack at the biblical question.
Okay. I highly recommend this movie to everybody. It is mind-blowing. All right. Why does God allow the devil to attack you?
Well, I was waiting on the phone. It may have been a thought, but it came in my head that I don't know that. I don't really know that God allows Satan to attack you as much as he allows you to be in your own hell. Like in other words, no matter how many times I prayed before or how much suffering I went through in my life or whatever, I used to think that the devil was attacking me and God was just allowing it. But now I realize he was just letting me do my thing. And because I was doing my thing, I allowed the devil to attack me. I don't know. I'm going to wait till Sunday, obviously, to see your 2 cents. But I kind of feel like, because why is he allowing harm to come to me? I mean, I can do that all by myself, even though I'm not doing it all by myself, because I refuse to believe him. So by me not believing him, I'm allowing the devil to attack me. Now, I believe...
And so your answer to the biblical question, why does God allow the devil to attack you, is what?
Is that I don't think that he does.
Okay. I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise.
I know. All
Thank
right,
you.
that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Adrian.
Have a wonderful day, all of you.
You too. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Bye now. Amazing. 888-775-3773. Let me go to Ben. Ben, the two of us here one no more. My first time call out of Colorado. Ben, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Hey, Ben. Ben. Hold on, Ben. And so I hear you over yonder, but you're having some problems. 888-775-3773. Let me go to William out of Missouri. William.
Hello, Jesse.
You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, I just had a question to ask you about how to donate.
How to donate to Bond?
Yes.
Go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-2663, 411-BOND, B-O-N-D, or you can mail it in at P.O. Box, Bond, P.O. Box 35090, LA, California, 90035. And all that information is on the website at rebuildingtheman.com.
Okay, well, I got that. But before that, I have a couple questions for you. Now, do you have a food pantry? Do you do any donating to the hungry kids?
What hungry kids?
What? Hungry kids.
Hold on a minute. Hold on, William. 888-77 Jesse. The treasure chest is now open on D-Live. And I'll be back in a moment. 888-775-3773. Check out my book, For Raised to Responsibility. I show you how I was able to overcome anger. The spirit of anger was taken away from me. I had it. And as a result of having anger, I was insecure. I had doubt, worry, fear. I was in a fallen state and didn't know it. And it wasn't until I went and forgave my mother, who tried to turn me away from my father. I forgave my father for not being there and returned back to him. My spirit connected with his spirit, and through him, I was able to return to God. And I have perfect peace. Perfect love casts out anger. And when anger is gone, fear and doubt, worry, insecurity, suicidal thoughts, all of that is gone. And you are free. Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or if you want an autographed copy, you can go to my website at rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. Okay, welcome back. 888-7753-773. Couple announcement. The Hake report is coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake, not the fake, but the Hake. The guy with good hair at 9 a.m. Pacific time. From 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time, the Hake report. And after the Hake report, Joel Friday TV, you be like, at 11 a.m., Joel Friday TV. And then at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. Flying on natural energy given to him by God. We do counseling. We have the best counseling service on this side of heaven. If you would like counseling, go to family, individual, or family, individual, or whatever counselor. By phone, Skype, or walk in. Go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. 800-411-2663. And a quick reminder, no such thing as racism t-shirts. T-shirt is back. No such thing as racism. The Fallen Messiah. Big Mama Michelle. Baby. Stop having sex out of wedlock. Hoodies and shirts. Oh, the wall going up. Go to rebuildingtheman.com. Rebuildingtheman.com. All right, there's one line open. I want to go quickly back to William out of Missouri. William, thanks for holding. Go ahead. You asked me if I had a food pantry.
Did you have a food pantry?
I do, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I have a food pantry, but I don't go shopping a lot, so I don't eat a lot. But I do have one at the house.
I'm not speaking about for you.
Oh.
I'm talking about for the needy people.
What needy people?
The hungry people, man.
Ain't no hungry people out there.
Oh, really?
Right.
Oh, yes, it is.
Well,
just answer the question, yes or no.
I just told you no because ain't no hungry people out there.
Okay, that's all I want to know. You say you don't.
Right.
You say you don't, so
no,
that's fine.
I don't.
Okay, but there is needed people out there. But
no,
you don't
that's
believe
not
in
true.
helping needed people. But you don't believe in helping needed people.
They're not out there, William. That's made up.
Well, you ask for help all the time.
I ain't no needy person, though. We're helping others to
You're
turn
not
back.
needed because people
We're
help
helping others to turn back to God, William. What
because
the?
people help you. People donate to you.
Right.
They donate to you. So
but we ain't hungry.
I guess not. You
we ain't hungry, William.
And
you tried to do a little setup, act like you gonna donate.
No, I'm not doing
what
no
a
setup.
snake!
I'm not doing no setup.
What
You
a
the
snake!
You
a snake in the grass. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. What the? He act like he gonna donate. Instead of just asking me, did we go out and do that? No, we don't do that. We got enough Catholics and churches doing that for the thrill of it. It ain't helping the folks at all. It's at Juana out of Texas. Juana, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How you doing?
All is well. How are you?
I'm well, too.
Nice.
So I'm calling. I called before. You helped me a lot. So I'm already doing the silent parade. I did something that's bothered me a lot a long time ago, years ago. I take the outer pill, and it's making me guilty.
You took a what?
The after pill.
Oh, after pill. Okay.
Yes.
After pill meaning that she has sex, And then she went and took a pill to make sure she didn't get pregnant, right? Or if you did
Yes.
get pregnant, it would kill the baby.
Yes.
Okay.
The thing is, when I did that, I was already married. I already had 2 kids. It sounds, when I explain all this, it sounds like excuse for me. Like, I did it because I was already had 1 year old, and I was already have a little one, a baby, 5 months old, and I find out I was pregnant. Well, no, find out I was pregnant. Had sex, an accident happened, and I go over there and buy the pill and take it.
Okay.
That was like years ago, and it's now that I'm doing silent prayer, I'm trying to come out. When it bothered me a lot, my task is getting me for there, and it's making me feel guilty, and it's making me feel a lot of emotions. It made me so emotional when I'm thinking in that. And I want to ask you, how can I come that? How can I pass that?
How can you overcome feeling guilty about the
Yes.
morning after pill?
Yes.
Who is the person that feel guilty?
Well, I can say it's me, but the thing is, I only feel guilty. I do the silent prayer every night and every morning.
Right.
And after, like, when my female days are coming up, it's more difficult for me to do the silent prayer. And that is when my emotions, like I said, my evil, come and hit me stronger than that.
But describe the person that's feeling the guilt. Who are you that's feeling the guilt? Describe that person. What does that person look like?
It's like my evil. I cannot describe that.
But why are you calling it you then?
It was like my insecurity.
Who
Fear.
is
I
telling
did it
who is telling you to feel guilty about it?
my know me person, like
Who?
the person is know me.
You know me person?
Yes.
What's a know me person?
I'm sorry, no, like my emotions, because that's only an emotion what I
Oh, you
feel.
said not me person. But
Yes.
who is telling you to feel guilty?
My thoughts, my emotions.
And you create those thoughts to tell you to feel guilty?
No,
Who create those thoughts to tell you to feel guilty?
my evil.
And why are you believing evil? Why are you worshiping evil?
Because I haven't, I think I still overcome that. I'm working into, but it attacked me in my male days. It attacked me like crazy.
Why not just let them pass? They're not from God and they're not from you, those thoughts, right? And God is not judging you for that because he knows that wasn't you that did that. There was that not you. It was that thing in you that made you do it and you call it you. So God is not holding that against you. Before his eyes, you have not done anything wrong. And why are you letting your father, the devil, make you feel that? Think that is you. That's not even you that's feeling the guilt. That's the false you. You don't feel anything, but you identify with the devil and calling it you.
Yeah, I believe that because, yeah, it is, everything starts when that thought, it's so difficult to do the silent prayer and all the emotions come when if all that happens.
But you're going to have to relax in the thoughts and emotion so you can go through them and die from all ego. And on the other side of that is paradise. It's life itself.
Okay. So, and how can I do the days when it's so difficult to do the silent prayer? I try, and it's
Just sit there for
so distracted.
Just sit there and feel the pain, go through the pain, feel the pain, but don't call the pain you. It's not you. It's the death that we all must die in order to live. It's the ego. It's layers and layers of false identities. So sit there for a minute or two, or 5 or 10 minutes, and just feel the pain. And don't call it you. Just look at it. Look at the thoughts and watch the feelings. That's all you need to do, and you'll be fine.
Okay, yeah, because my test even told me, God is judging you. God is know that you're guilty for what you did. And he still not even forgive you about that. It's like, it made me so emotional.
Those are lies that coming from the spirit that hate God and is trying to punish you to try to hurt God. Because you're a daughter of God. So don't pay it. It's just lies. Let them pass and sit there in fear and trembling and watch those thoughts.
Okay. But thank you, Jesse.
That makes sense?
Yes. I understand everything is so clear, and I was like, you know what? It's not going to affect me no more.
Right.
But when my female days are coming, it's like the evil is hitting me stronger. I might tell my husband, I'm like, you know what? My days are coming, and I'm deep into my task right now.
Right. Just know that you're into thoughts when the cycle days come like that. And this time, go through the thought. And next time, the next month, it ain't going to happen to you because that's another layer of false identity you will have overcome.
So how to go into the thought, like listen to the thought, but know there's a thought. There's like, it's not myself thinking in that. It's my evil.
Absolutely. Just watch those thoughts. Go into them and watch them knowing that it's not you, that it is evil that made a home in your imagination, and it's not you.
Okay.
And just and you're gonna be weak. You may cry. You may whatever. Go through it. Just don't.
Yeah, I'm a mess. I'm a mess in that day. So my husband, that is making my marriage, my husband, life a hell.
Well, that's what he's for, to help you overcome your hell.
And he's doing a very good job. He's really talked to me, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I feel now I tell him, I'm like, listen, I cry, you listen to me, and now I feel, man, what your husband is thinking about you. You cry in front of him? That's embarrassing. And he's like, it's all time, baby. I'm like, I know.
Right on. You're blessed to have a husband to be there in that way for you. That's his job.
Yes. Yeah, I'm very blessed.
Right on.
Thank God for that. Well, thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it.
Stay with it, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Amazing. I'm telling you, watch that movie. What's the name of that movie? Nefarious. Rick, a first time call out of Canada. Rick, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello, how are you doing, Jesse?
All is well, Rick.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. I've been watching some of your videos and all. I wanted to ask you, are you a true Christian, Jesse? You believe in the Bible 100%?
No, I don't believe in the Bible, period.
Why is that?
I believe in God, and I don't believe in anything else or anyone else but God.
Okay, but I've heard you mention Jesus before in your podcast.
Right. He is the Son of God and my brother.
Okay, but you don't believe in the Bible.
I believe in God.
All right, buddy. So what do you believe? How do you get to God?
Through the Son, by believing the Son message that he brought, sent to us by God, and that we must be born again, that the heart is wicked, so we must forgive and then enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah. But you have to go through Jesus for that.
You go through
the Bible.
Meaning that you have to believe.
You don't believe in the Bible.
Meaning that you have to believe the truth that the Father spoke to us through Jesus, his Son.
Yeah, I know, and that's all in the Bible. Why don't you believe in the Bible?
I believe in God.
Yeah, all right. Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye. What the? Ben, the two of us shall want no more. Our first time call out of Colorado. There's a line open, 888-775-3773. Ben, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Jesse, thank you for taking my call, man.
Yes, sir.
Just a brief question. I'm dating a girl right now who has some kids. She just recently divorced. She has full custody for children. And right now in my life, I'm in my mid-30s. So I don't, I welcome the companionship because she's really cool and we get along. But I just need some perspective from you exactly. I don't know. I mean, generally, do you think dating single mothers can be a good thing?
How old is she?
She's 30.
And how many children?
3. But it's but one kid and then twins. And then her boyfriend or husband he had like a mental breakdown. So he
I would too. I'm married to her.
It's a bad idea.
Ben, you have any kids?
No.
You been married before?
No.
Why not start out fresh? Why are you taking on an old, used, broke-down car?
Well, you know what? I've listened to a lot of men talk about, broken families and marrying into a family and then raising other kids that aren't theirs, and they seem fine with it. I just think at a time in my life, maybe if I was younger, I'd do that, but this time in my life, maybe I'm just kind of like, I don't know, is companionship enough?
Her kids don't want you. They want their natural father. And you're going to catch the same hell that she was married before, right?
Yeah.
That her husband caught, and you're going to have a breakdown. She's going to drive you nuts. All you're getting right now from her is a false feeling. That ain't love. That's evil. That ain't going to last. That's evil. I highly recommend, Ben, do what you want. But as soon as this phone call is over, drop that woman. As soon as we finish this call. Because she has kids already, it's going to be nothing but trouble for you. A man should not marry a woman who already have children, been married before or not, but have children. Those kids need the attention of their parents, not someone else. And all you're getting is a good thrill, which is evil.
All right. That's basically the answer I was predicting, to be honest. But I just wanted to make sure.
And why did you just know that and do it? Why you didn't believe it in yourself?
Because, I've talked to men who, like I said, married into broken families. And there's a mixed family of different sorts who have made it work.
It's not working, Ben. They're lying to you.
For real?
It doesn't work. It can't work.
All right. Yeah.
They're lying to you, Bill. They're not being honest with you. They're telling you about the false thrills. They're not telling you the hell they're catching.
Yeah. Because it seems like a bad deal from the outside.
It is a bad deal. Believe me.
All right. Well, just wanted to make sure. Thanks, Jesse.
So as soon as we hang up, you text her and let her know it's over, and you go live your life, seeking the kingdom of God first, and all will be added, whatever's meant to be. And you're not that old anyway. What the?
I know, but it's that companionship. Sometimes you just want, even if she does have kids, sometimes you do want just some lady around you, sometimes.
But no, what that means is that companionship means that you're empty. And the devil tell you you need a lady around you to make you feel better, but you need to return to the Father. That's what's missing.
Sounds good, man.
It ain't for nothing material or no one. You are missing a return to the Father, the love of the Father. Are you fat?
No, I'm like 6'4", about 200.
Nice. So are you doing the silent prayer?
Not as much as I used to.
Have you forgiven your mother?
Yes, I have.
And so work on you, do the silent prayer. Don't look for anything on the outside to fulfill and call it companionship. It's going to always be wrong, and it will never work.
So what will this girl do? Just be a single mother the rest of her life?
What will she do?
Yeah.
That's on her. That's up to her. She could stay in her hell, or she could work on herself and overcome the hell. But by you trying to save her, she's going to destroy you. And her children, which belong to the man that made the children with her, will hate you.
Yeah. All right. Yep, that sounds... No, that's exactly what I thought. So.
All right, buddy.
Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome. Oh, amazing. Super chat.
Super chat.
Super
chats.
John from New Jersey bought a coffee. I'm not sure if God is... Oh, this is in response to the biblical question.
Why does God allow the devil to attack you?
Not sure if God is letting the devil attack me. On the contrary, he is defending us from it by showing us the way. I believe JLP is spreading the word is God's work. 2 thumbs up emojis. This is Trump.
All the way, the great white hope. Thank you. I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday.
First time chat from Mr. J. Gwynn. Mr. J is in the building over on Twitch.
Amazing.
Twitch.tv/JLP Talk.
Nice. Thank you.
Housewife Hustle bought 5 coffees. Hey, Mr. Peterson and team. Nefarious was amazing.
Yeah.
It seems as if the doc was never achieved a contrite heart or acknowledged that God was real. When he did the interview at the end of the talk show with the talk show host, he refused to acknowledge God was real, even though he knew that the devil was real. And when he exited the studio, old Nefarious was waiting for him inside the homeless black women digging through the trash. Shaking her head emoji, black woman. I think it ended for a sequel. We all must recognize our evil within and acknowledge God is our only freedom.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Shout out to Chalice for thanks, the Cash Apps.
Thank you, Chalice. Amazing.
Stefan says, thank you, Jesse and crew, for all you do.
And thank you for helping us to help others.
Tim Scott gave a Manhood Week Cash App.
Amazing. Thank you, Tim Scott.
Being Enlightened Till I Rise, Rumble supporter. Just watched Nefarious last night, and the movie was absolutely amazing and deep.
It was. Thank you. Everybody needs to watch Nefarious. Every living being on this side of heaven. Thank you.
Amazing Asia bought a coffee. Amazing singing at the song Amazing Grace. Jesse, you had me yelling at the TV. You better sing it, Jesse. I was clapping and everything. Also, can I make a song using your voice?
What that mean?
You know how Hassan made songs using your voice?
Oh, okay.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
Canadian David says, if that guy wants to donate to hungry kids, he can. Beta.
Oh, Beta. He tried to act like he was tricking me. I saw him coming before he got here. Amazing. Thank you.
Thinking out loud. Jesse, is it beta to work from home? Also, I remember you said if you wake up past 6 a.m., you got issues. Why is that?
You're supposed to get up early to seek the kingdom of God. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Thank you. You know what? We're so out of time.
All right.
We'll finish the rest of them tomorrow. Thank you all for the super chats for helping us to help others. The Hake report is coming up now. Get on that straight and narrow. Do the silent prayer. Forgive your mama and your daddy. And God will forgive you, and you'll be free. It's just that simple. Take care. I appreciate it. Did you want to try to finish it? Oh, okay. All right. Take care.
You better go talk to your mama. Better stop at the drama. Better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up and up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if we don't, then we lose. And then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa.
Must know that's so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering, or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. Anytime you have situations happening in your life, always be still. Don't overreact. Most of the people that I know, they say, oh, I know Jesus. I love Jesus. I'm an observer. And as soon as something don't go their way, they get mad. I'm like, what the? If you overreact, folks, remember to do that. Don't overreact. And when you get mad, it's your problem. It ain't your wife's problem, your husband's problem, your neighbor, your friend, your preacher, your teacher. It's your problem. Why you think you tick? It didn't go your way or the way you think it should go. Don't have a way you think it should go. Let life just happen. Thoughts make you think that life should go the way you want it to go. And if it doesn't, if someone don't do or say or act the way you think they should act, you hate them. And then you blame them for being mad. It's the darndest thing I ever seen. But it's amazing to see it. So relax.